Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm James, and you may not be able to tell, but I've been cleaning up my work area. Things were getting pretty cluttered, and I had a lot of, I work in my garage. I'm in the corner of the garage here. It may not look like it, but that's where I am. I kind of carved out a little hole for me to do my builds and such in here. And over the last few years, things have just gotten too cluttered and dusty, so I removed some shelves. I had shelves on both sides. I had all kinds of stuff stacked up and junk and everywhere, so I just took everything out as much as I could, and I put things in boxes and in cabinets and all that kind of thing. So anyhow, I got my work area now all cleaned up. As you can see, here's my Balsa USA Stingray sitting over here, which I recently finished, and been thinking about my next build. You know, when I got done doing this kit, it took some time. Now the thing about when you build these kits, you know, if you're building a kit and you're not doing videos like what I'm doing here, you could do a kit probably in a few months, maybe 2 or 3 months, whatever. I don't know. You know, everybody's got their life, their work, and everything else, so things take away from doing your hobby. But it takes some time to build. But when you're doing videos, at least for me, a lot of that time is spent putting the video together. So my builds kind of extend beyond what it would take, I think, to just normally build a plane. So in any case, I spent a lot of time building this thing, and I've been taking it out flying for the last few weeks, and it's a great plane. I don't have any complaints about how that thing flies. That's an awesome plane, and if you're interested, go check out Balsa USA for that thing. That's the Balsa USA Stingray. Anyway, I'm been flying, and I was kind of happy to be finished building, take a break, but now I'm starting to get the itch again to start building another kit. So what I've been thinking about is, you know, what is the sort of like a good build or good project in the context of this channel. And what I mean by that is I want to pick something that hopefully a lot of people will like to see. All right, so I think we have 4 options. So the first option is that we build a plane that is readily available, built from a kit, a newly boxed kit where everything's contained in that kit for an airplane. And it's a kit that you can purchase online, and there are still companies out there that are selling kits. And again, you know, I've mentioned it before, I'm not being paid by Balsa USA in any way, shape, or form, but they've been sort of my go-to for the last few builds that I've done, because they have a variety of kits there that you can purchase, and you can go buy one today if you want. There are other companies out there, you know, I can't name them all, I don't know them all, but there are other companies. A few that come to mind are, I think there's one called Old School Model Works. They do some stuff. There's one called Caroline Custom Kits. They do big planes. And, you know, there's a variety out there. There's not a lot. So that sort of brings us to sort of the pluses and minuses of doing a readily available boxed kit that you can purchase today. One of the pluses is that if you're interested in the kit that I build, you can go purchase it and you can build it yourself. You're going to build it faster than I do, because as I just mentioned with the channel, it takes some time to construct these things when you're doing the videos. So your build speed is going to be faster than mine probably. But yeah, you can go purchase that kit, which makes it sort of appealing for people. The negative to that, or one of the negatives I would say to that, is that it's a limited market out there. There's not a lot to choose from. So you're pretty limited. SIG Manufacturing, which has been around for a long time, they kind of, I don't want to say they went out of business, but they've had some troubles, it looks like. But it looks like they're coming back, and they've noted on their website that they're going to be coming up with 2 kits here in this year. Here in January 2025, they're going to be producing a few kits. So we'll see about that. But in any case, like I said, they're kind of hard to find, and you're limited in what you have. All right, so option number 2 is to do what I've done also, which is to purchase a vintage kit on the sort of like on eBay. Now, obviously with those, you know, if you went on eBay right now and started looking for Balsa kits, you'll find a huge selection, and kits that are from companies that are no longer around. And I'll name a few, something like Top Flight, you know, Murataka, Royal, and even things like SIG and a few others. There's a bunch out there. Carl Goldberg, Balsa, House of Balsa. So you can find these kits on eBay and other places, and you can find them in any range of sort of condition. You can find ones that are sort of old new stock that have been, you know, they've just been sitting in somebody's closet for 20 years and they've never been opened. And you can find ones that have been opened and sort of rummaged through. I think over the years, people, they pick parts out of plane kits and things. So you can find kits that have, maybe some parts missing. You can find kits that sometimes are partially built. People start them and they don't complete them. And you can also find kits, again, that are maybe missing parts and such. And also the condition. Sometimes they're pristine, and sometimes it's a complete kit, but it's got a little bit of water damage or something like that. So you really have to look at what you're buying, but those are available, and that is an option. So the positive to that is that there's a huge variety still of airplane kits that you can purchase that are really good quality, and these are just awesome kits, and you can go get one. The negative about that is that, again, if I go pick a plane to build on my channel here, the chances of everybody else or too many people being able to go buy that same plane is not really practical, right? So it's going to be a build of a vintage plane, and it will be interesting and fun to watch perhaps, and but that's the problem with it is that as people watching it, you're not going to be able to probably go buy that particular plane. You can buy other planes obviously, but not the one that I'm building. So it's sort of like when I was talking about buying a new kit. Again, if people are interested, you can go buy that kit. If I get it off eBay or something like that, chances are I'm probably not going to be able to find that same kit. All right, so the third option that I think about is buying or building a short kit. Now, if you're not familiar with short kit, what that is what happens is some companies and some just individuals themselves take a set of old plans from a plane that is no longer available, a kit that's no longer available. And for example, again, I'll go back to like a Royal, say it's a P-51 Mustang or something like that. They take that thing and they scan the plans and they do some CAD work, and then they they use a laser cutter, and they cut out the different sort of the odd shaped things like the bulkheads and the odd pieces of wood and such that are sort of that would have normally been punched out in a die cut process or something like that, or you know what I mean. It's just the oddly shaped pieces of wood that are not that standard stock wood material. So they give you those pieces, and I've never done a short kit, and I haven't looked into them in great detail, but I have looked at them. So they'll give you those pieces. They may give you the set of plans, and maybe in some cases they give you some hardware, but most likely it's just, what I've seen is mostly just the wood, the die cut, the kind of laser cut pieces, and then maybe the plans. And then you're on your own to get all the hardware and things like that. So one of the positives again there is that you could, if I picked one of those, a lot of people can go pick that same plane and build it also. The negative about that is that depending on what kind of plane you choose to build, you still have to purchase other stuff or obtain other things. So for example, if you're going to do a short kit of, again, like a P-51 Mustang or a Warbird, like different Warbird or that type of thing, you have to somehow find the cowl. Mustang doesn't have a cowl, but say like a Corsair, you have to find like a cowl. You'll have to find a canopy. You have to find landing gear details and that kind of thing. So if you're going to be able to scale plane from a short kit, you have a lot of work to do to obtain sort of the other parts and pieces and such. And there are companies out there that sell cowls and things for these things. I forget the name of the company. If I can remember, I'll put it up here. But I think it's called Fiberglass something. But they actually sell cowlings and canopies and stuff for some of these old kits. So anyhow, it becomes sort of a process. And for me, I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to do a short kit. But it would be an option to do if you're interested. If you really wanted to, to me, a short kit is useful if you really want to look at a particular subject of a plane that you really want to build and nothing available, and it becomes a real kind of detailed project. It would be awesome, but you have to spend a lot of time doing other things. And also I'll mention, and I don't know how to do it, I don't do it, sorry, kind of like a dinosaur, but like 3D printing and that type of thing. So those options are available to you also when you're building a short kit and you're trying to come up with some of these odd extras that go with it. All right, so that brings me to my last option, which one I think is appealing to a lot of people, and that is to obtain a set of plans and just build straight off the plans. The idea behind building off a set of plans is that you obtain a set of plans, and now that's pretty easy to do these days. And the website that I've gone to, that I found, that I've recommended for several years now, it's called Outer Zone. I think it's Outer Zone UK, and it's a free site, and you can go on there, and I'll put the information here too, but you can go on there and you can search and download for free plans from planes going back to the 30s. I mean, they've got such a giant catalog of free plans on that website. It's amazing, and you don't even have to register for it. There are other websites that provide free plans, but you have to register. It's not a big deal. You have to give them your email and that kind of thing, get a little account going, but you don't have to purchase them. And so the thing about that, so that's the plus. The plus is that you can get a free set of plans. What you do is you download it, and usually they give you for the plan set that you find, it's sort of like I don't know, open source may not be the word for it, but they basically, people are able to upload things to it. So there's a plan set, there may be articles, people have done templates for sort of the odd shaped things again, like the bulkheads and such. People do separate template files. So you can find anything from a plan that's just an old vintage, Corsair plan that you really couldn't build straight off of because, again, you have to worry about cowls and things, that type of thing, to things like stick type planes, like the ugly stick or sweet stick and things like that. You can find anything on that website. Rubber band powered stick and tissue, control line, they have it. So that is the fourth option, is to do a build off a set of plans. Now, if I do that, it's going to be something that's not going to be like a scale plane. I don't want to, like I mentioned, I don't want to get into having to try to find a cowl or, trying to find canopies and that kind of thing. So it's going to be something like a sport trainer. And actually, hold on a second. Yeah, I actually have one right here that I downloaded a while ago. This is just a Midwest. Midwest still makes balsa wood, but they don't make kits anymore. And I was able to download this Aerosport 40. So you can take a look at it. It's just kind of one of a standard sort of sport trainer plane. And again, like say, for example, comes with the articles. You can find articles on it. I have a lot to say about this kit. If I were to do to build off the plans, I would probably build this one. I have a similar one also. So this is an example of kind of what you can get for free. You just have to have a way of printing it all out. These are easy to print. You can print that from your printer if you have just a typical printer. But if you need to print the plans out, obviously you have to go someplace. If you have a resource to print it on your own, but you can go to just the Office Depot type of place and have them print it out for you. Okay, well, after all that rambling, I hope that all made sense to you. But so once again, those are the four options for my next build. And it's going to be either a new plane from a boxed kit, a vintage plane from someplace like eBay. I'm not going to do a short kit, or build off plans. And what I thought I would do, or what I am going to do, is I'm actually going to put a poll out and get your opinion on this. All right, folks, well, that's going to be about it for this video. I hope what I said when I mentioned the four different options makes sense. And again, if you could, please go check out that poll. Just go to the community tabs, it'll be there, and tell me what you think. And that helps me determine what my next build will be. So in the meantime, between now and when I start setting up on a new build, when I decide what I want to do, I'll be producing a few more videos, sort of random, kind of miscellaneous videos. I'll probably get out to the flight field again and maybe do a few more out there. I've been doing a few of these sort of engine test runs. They've been fun. I have kind of a handful of engines that I have here that I purchased over the years, and even recently they're just used, and I like to do test runs and check them out. And speaking of that, I just finished a new test stand that I built for a gas engine, and I'll be doing a test run on that probably in my next video. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. All right, like always, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching my channel, and we'll see you next time.